Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and you better believe that Operation Warp Speed is very much a reality and very much with us right now. And we better be paying attention to this because it goes even beyond Gates. Gates is not a great guy. We're going to be talking about him and the big dust up with Elon Musk. Remember, Elon Musk is the super cool tech guy. He's going to take on Bill Gates, the super evil one. It ain't like that, folks. I promise you. Neither of them are good people. However, we have Pfizer, and I believe it's BioNTech or something like that. We're gonna read it right there. But they're the ones with the almost $2 billion contract, and they're rolling out a 30,000 person trial. Now, I want to remind everybody that we already went through the long Bill Gates interview, but he's on like a victory lap right now, a propaganda lap. You saw him over with Anderson Cooper. I just saw him on CNBC. He's everywhere, right? And he's like, boy, I hope these things on social media stop. Oh, especially as the vaccine gets closer. You know, I'm innocent. Meanwhile, he's cackling and smiling and smug like a schoolgirl talking about this stuff for a half an hour. Okay? But he's telling you a lockdown until 2022, multiple doses of this thing. It may not stop you from getting it. And they're hoping maybe if you do get it, even after you take this, which is at least a double shot at this point, these are all his own words, right? It won't kill you. Well, again, the chances of it killing you beforehand were slim to nil, especially if treated early. And that's another thing we're going to be talking about. Look, I don't like censorship in any way, shape, or form. And if you disagreed with these America Frontline doctors, that's one thing. But to take them off the air and to demonize them because of their beliefs, we'll get into that as well. I think that's extremely dangerous. Prove they're liars if they're liars. That should be pretty easy to do. For instance, you know, if the very animated black woman that's, you know, every meme in the book and attacked by every left-wing organization out there, et cetera, did not treat 350 people with hydroxychloroquine, please show me the evidence. That's what I would like to see. If she's outwardly lying about that, okay, let's talk about it. But that's not where we're at today. We're in Censortown, we're in Vaccineville, and we're in big-time propaganda. So thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share. We're going to go over it all. Remember, I'm fully demonetized on this platform, 100%. Okay? Can't make money here, so make sure you're subscribed, you're sharing the info at the least, you're checking out the documentary films while they're still here, you're supporting me on Rockfin, and here we go. Okay? So remember, Trials 1 and 2 were kind of mushed together, Operation Warp Speed. There was 150 of these things. Now, towards the end, and it is BioNTech, my bad, BioNTech, okay? They start talking about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And remember, Johnson & Johnson, part of Event 201, didn't seem so concerned with how many people died, which was in the, I believe, tens of millions worldwide by the end of that drill, which is unbelievable, right? So, you know, they're talking about the safety of the shot, etc. This is ridiculous. What are they going to do? And they're saying they'll have 100 million doses for the U.S., okay? And they're giving them the option to buy 500 million more. Remember, this isn't a one-time thing either. Outwardly, what are they going to do when the vast majority of us refuse to take this? How many people really want to roll their arm up on something like this? I'm asking. During all of COVID 1984. And the thing is, it's not just that the human trials are coming. Lord knows where they're going to find these 30,000 people, right? But that it's not unique here, and the panic all around the country is coming to a head. You know, some people are still not buying into it, even in New York. And I showed you that video in Hong Kong where the dude just went nuts and hauled off on a McDonald's guy, asked him to wear a mask. Well, now I guess 2 guys beat up 8 people in a Trader Joe's. That's what they're accusing of assault anyway, over the mask stuff. for not wearing face coverings, okay, and threatened to return with a gun. Things are coming to a head. I just hope that it's not our neighbors that we take them out on, our friends and family, okay? Because that's the wrong enemy. The enemy is the predator class, man. And they don't have a color and they don't have a sex. They got all sorts of little capos and minions running around, from Cuomo to Kamala Harris. I mean, it doesn't matter. And it's not just Democrats either. They're all over the place. Believe the hype. And as I want to talk about the dust up between Bill Gates and Elon Musk, he should stick to rockets. He makes a good car. And the conspiracy theory talking point is the new one, right? First of all, good for Elon Musk for even saying anything on this. But he's the DARPA guy, man. He wants you to have a brain chip. He's not great. Like, neither of these two guys are good people. And again, Bill Gates on this victory lap is very, very scary. Now, let's get into globally. Come on, CNN, get out of here. We've got Russia saying they've got the first vaccine. They're going to roll this bad boy out, and they're going to have it in human trials by mid-August. That's scary. You know, so all you people that think that Russia can't do any wrong and they're totally anti-globalization and New World Order, etc. No, it's different versions and tastes of this New World Order. But every taste of it has an authoritarian boot on your neck where they're planning right now, you know, these passports, these immunity passports. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's everywhere right now. And is my time to fly over with? I had just gotten my passport. Because I'm not getting any vaccine. I know a lot of you guys are not getting any vaccine. But the truth of the matter is that this is a global run. You know, when Bill Gates sits there and smirks and he says he wants 7 billion doses. Let me repeat that. He said 7 billion doses of this thing. All right? That's way more than the United States. That's a global program. A global... In fact, even the little I think it was ABC anchor there called it a global vaccination program. 2020, man. Wild year. Wild year. And it's all right here in our face. And are we going to push back? What kind of person would want to be part of these type of trials? How much fear did you pump into them? How many times will they get the shot? Because again, we're talking about a double dose by all these trials anyway. And they talked about the side effects, which were a lot like the effects of actually getting sick, when we know most people won't even get sick, but they want to vaccinate everyone. And meanwhile, you know, what really grabbed me about this whole America's Frontline doctors thing, and, you know, hydroxychloroquine in particular, if you dare say that works in the beginning, or that these steroid treatments work, etc., they automatically think you're some kind of a Trump supporter. So, like, everything the guy says is a lie, every single thing. Just like he just put that executive order. It was a terrible thing, right? Like, what's going on? And I thought it was rather ironic that the woman, now whether, you know, she believes in demon semen or the Illuminati or whatever her religious beliefs are, I'm gonna weigh it down to this again. Did she treat 350 patients with hydroxychloroquine? If she did, I have no problem with what she said, as long as she's being truthful. If she didn't, that's my, you know, line in the sand, and say, hey, that's someone who needs to be looked at, right? So that's number one. Number two, you know, especially when you're playing this false left-right paradigm baseball, conservative liberal nonsense, you know, this hard left is always talking about elevating women of color. And here you have a woman of color, but she's not saying the things that apparently women of color are supposed to say. So she's drugged through the mud. It's just, again, it's one of those things where you can outwardly look at it and say, this doesn't make any sense. Well, how many mental gymnastics must you do to jump through the logic that you're going to attack someone like this without finding out whether or not she actually treated these people? And again, she wasn't even the only doctor up there. Why are we censoring doctors? Some of these are blue check marks on Twitter, and they're being censored. It's scary. So thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Join the Burmese Brigade. Remember, without you guys, I couldn't do this because I'm fully demonetized on YouTube. We all know it. $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. We got a couple more days here in July. Got to figure out how I'm going to make the move, looking at different housing and apartment situations in certain areas. Definitely getting out of New York. It's very frustrating being here. They're telling me to wear a mask at the ATM when I get my cash, because that totally makes sense. Check out the videos, especially the documentary films, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture, as well as Loose Change, Final Cut, and Fabled Enemies, especially if you don't understand why 9/11 is so pivotal even now. And you can also support me over here on Rockfin. Right now, we've got that free LARPing at the ATM exclusive. I love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip.